Honorable sisters, brothers, and friends, not only is this spontaneous and really not rehearsed, I can just turn this computer on and without any written outline or certainly written speech, just say from Galileo, from the viewpoint of science, proved that for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. So the criminally insane Homo Hooverists say, if we hit you 24/7, certainly at least like one man against their powerful bureau, it's got almost unlimited funds and thousands of agents and so forth, they get their way. Well, they get their way because they got the authority. It only takes one criminal at the top to say, I'm going to do something against the man's God-given rights, human rights, constitutional rights, law of the land, Bill of Rights, just that criminal. It is laughable that they have still the name of that criminally insane Homo Hoover's name on the building, that they still have that museum where they entice young boys to go in there to idolize that pedophile. I don't write these jokes. It's the truth. They are hopelessly criminally insane, homeristic Hoovers. The putrid, ridiculous. I mean, I'm a religious man, and I have a preacher website, and I preach, I think, the truth of what the reason Christ came on this earth, and is you have to really comprehend the real reason he was here, and then present that. And maybe I just might be a martyr, because since 1947, I have survived criminally insane Homo Hoover operations. So that's 53, well, at least 65 years. 60, no, it's not, well, 60, at least 65, 66 years. And maybe by July it'll be 67 years. Because it was in July of 1947, that I called the FBI and says, I think we have to have a secret scientific meeting where at the U of R, I've been doing a little work there and seeing, and I suggest the advanced physics department in the cyclotron building and on a Saturday afternoon, because what I can see, that's the least students and there's just the research scientists there. It's about what? I said, well, it's about an energy that's even greater than Enrico Fermi's fission. Said, well, we're not scientists. I said, well, but I think it should be, secretive of what I present because I think it's valid. Well, fine. So I proved that with fission now, or Fermi's fission, you could obtain fission fusion, which occurs on the sun. And that's what you have your solar flares. You understand? So it couldn't be denied, and yeah, we agreed, and then there was the discussion about when another country would get it. And I said, well, it might be most important. I was fortunate I had a colonel from West Point that was real good. I said, if you are sure of your decision, you go with that decision and you stay with that decision. So that's the way I presented it. And I said, I think we have to put an effort now on diplomacy. Are we going to ruin this planet? We're going to ruin human life? Because this H-fusion bomb is at least 100 times more powerful than the A bomb. So I was absolutely at the top. But I found out Hoover was a queer, and we got to replace him. I didn't realize that if you try to replace Hoover, you could die. And I have videos that prove anybody that tried to get him out died violently, especially JFK. JFK didn't set himself up down there and shoot himself. He was set up by Hoover's power and by his buddy who lived around the corner from him and would take over as president. Isn't that the truth? And then he would investigate. There was this his investigation of the one bullet, did this, that, and the other thing. Isn't that the true facts? Like I say, now you look at it and it's laughable that this fellow, this immoral, criminally insane Hoover obtained such power and nobody in this government would do anything about it. And they still have that fellow's, Homo Hoover's name on the building. They still have a museum where they entice young boys to go in there and idolize that pedophile. Because that's what Hoover was. He was a murderer, assassin, pedophile, a robber of grand theft is what it's called, important. Something that's of value, my science and inventions, etc. A woman hater. What a disgusting, pitiful piece of garbage was that Hoover. So they throw garbage at me. I said, that's the truth. They said, well, with their money and all that, no one man 24/7, we can control and we can do what we want them. Hey, that scares the heck out of another country. Imagine another country saying, we got to be careful of the U.S. because their agents can keep knocking around Preacher Doc. Boy, look how tough they are. Well, we can't do anything with those fellows because look at how tough they are. That's laughable. That's because that's what they want to do. They get big money to come from that cold weather down here where I live, where it's warm, to run around giving me a bad time. And, hey, that's what they want. They get the good job and a good deal, and what can I do about it? They follow orders. Whose orders? A political plum appointed with that power. You have to get a real director from the ranks through civil service exams and achievement, not some political backroom hatchet man. That's what Slick Willie Webster was, a backroom hatchet man, political. And then he got that powerful position, and it was him setting up with the British the false reports. We went to war against Iraq. Why? That's big-time money contracts. Look at the men and women we lost, and all the people that got killed. Look at, they got trillions of dollars. I can remember that when they brought a man here, they said, well, it might cost $6 billion at least we'll rebuild the country. And the man jumped up and interrupted, and he says, you give me the $6 billion and I'll hire all of my countrymen and I'll rebuild the country. They pushed him into the chair. He tried to get up again. They pushed him back down. He couldn't say another word. They were spending, $6 billion a week for years. Big, big money deals. Isn't that, like I say, it's laughable how criminally insane these Homo Hoover-istic operators are. And they say, well, as long as we can keep the top happy, to have the control and the money, the lower half can't do anything because all they can do is complain. But the election, and they got the elections rigged, who can run and who's going to win? Absolutely. And if they don't, they shoot them. Isn't that true? Kennedy was going to replace Hoover. he was going to fire him. What did Hoover do? He fired first and killed him. Absolute true fact. Robert Kennedy, he would definitely fire him as soon as he got in. Hoover never made sure he didn't become president. I don't know, I was there trying to save his life because I knew that's what Hoover would do. Do you understand? I am who I say I am. I invented the Xerox, X-E-R-O-X. X is the infinite variable mathematical physics. From Rochester, New York, working in Eastman College Experimental Development Lab, I did the original work, name, everything, for Xerox photoelectric copier. Worth billions. Well, I did it patriotically. Then the challenge of ICBMs. They came to me with almost tears in their eyes. We've experimented your brother to death. We've robbed and tried to kill you. But we can lose now because they have ICBMs better than ours. Yeah. You had to go with that Nazi von Braun, and I said, I'm not going to work for him. I think you should do it my way. The other ones did it my way and beat you now. Hey. All right, on the basis of religion. In 2 weeks, I put forward light application on electromagnetic radiation. I'll say it again. Light application on electromagnetic radiation, the laser beam. Futuristic multi-purpose coherent beam is my original work. You put this on a voice stress analyzer, which I worked on. Absolutely prove I'm saying the truth. I'll take a polygraph lie detector test. Absolutely prove I'm saying the truth. I challenge that criminally insane Hoover in the Justice Department. He insists on lie detectors because they're 100%. A fraction, maybe not. But lie detectors, you go by them. You call that Hoover down here, and we'll take a lie detector test. And we'll see who's telling the truth. You could have heard everything stopped in that office. I'm challenging who's more powerful, I found out. Had more power than the president than anybody. Challenge the lie detector test in the Justice Department, absolutely exposed the fellow. Oh, well, they had an excuse. Talk to top editors. You say you're a top editor, you would tell the truth to the people. You got an award for that. Tell them the truth. I'll take a polygraph test. But there's one stipulation. You must print the results. They either duck and run or have some excuse. So, who's scared of the U.S., really? Not the bull crap about how big and powerful we are. We lost. I say, at best, we had a tie in Korea. Hoover said we won. I said, no, at best a tie. Oh, we won. All right, next time we're going to win. Yeah, it was an inside struggle. The next time they didn't settle for a tie. Isn't that correct? We lost in Vietnam. Now the only thing we can do is hit some poor Arabs that don't have something that we, before World War II. Yeah, what they are like some country before World War II, and we're in the 21st century practically. Oh, we go in there and smash. Come on, look at it. Bing, bang, boom. What's that? Yeah. Was that fella bragging? And the war's over. Yeah, what? You can use your equipment to defeat that ragtag and pre-World War II supposedly army. But you're not going to conquer the people. They know you're a corrupt, lying. You killed your president to take over. They know that. And so what you have now more countries and enemies against the U.S. than all its history combined, by far. No, do I write these true facts? No, I just report them. They are such hopelessly, criminally insane Homo Hoover-ists operatives. 24/7. So 24/7, I counter that by saying the truth. You are really sick people from the top down. That is really sicko, wacko, not to figure you're going to violate the law of God, man, and Constitution because a man wanted to fire Hoover, and now you took his science and his inventions, and if you paid him what you owe him, plus triple damages, you'll have billions. And with that billions, he could run for any office. And if he ever got into an office, he would put the honest, good people there instead of those who want to go to war for money. Isn't that the truth? So they have to be careful. More and more people are understanding the truth. And it isn't just me. There are now millions in the U.S. that are disgusted with these Hooveristic false reports to go to war and all that. And they want better. I'm available for any position, the higher the better. If I had my way, I wouldn't care about being president of the U.S. There's too many corrupt in making money off war. And that's one of the reasons they killed Kennedy. So I tell the truth. They are hopeless, criminally insane Homo Hoovers. And at 24/7 comes the truth back at them.